Mark Rio Sr., Jess Heeman, Renee Stevens, Steve Entwistle, Shane.
Okay, can you hang on just a little longer and we can bring you up on the next floor? Is that okay? All right. Thanks. Go ahead.
I'm Stephen Entwistle. I was born here in Portland. I lived here on October 28th. It will be 54 years that I've lived in Portland. And I was born about 3 miles from North Portland in Kaiser Hospital. Anyway, in 1978, 1979, I graduated in 77. If you would have told me that this was going to be like it is today, back then, I would have called you all a liar. Okay? But this is the situation that we have. First of all, I want to thank and commend the commitment and the compassion of Ibrahim Mubarak that has done the work that nobody else could do.
Amen.
And if you were to say that, like the one gentleman said, there was class warfare, that we're having a humanitarian help underneath, trying to help people survive the winter, I'd say, well, what about the 30 years of Reaganomics that absolutely devastated this country, and especially here in Portland. We're hit first and the worst, and we are the last ones to recover from any kind of a recession. This is not a recession. This is a depression, okay? And as far as class warfare goes, yeah, we've been hit with class warfare for 30 years, okay? I mean, this is just, anyway, that speaks for itself. And the 10-year to fix homelessness, the 10-year plan, it's really interesting that all of a sudden everybody wants to fix it right now. Okay, because we got all this excitement, which is good. I mean, I hope we can. And as far as the rest areas, okay, on 4th Avenue, I think we should have both. Okay, I don't think we should move. I think we should have. I'll tell you what. I have a prediction.
Yeah.
I have a prediction that we're going to have a really bad winter this year. Really bad. Okay, we're going to need as many places for people to sleep as possible. And R2D2 saves lives. I couldn't imagine how many people would have died if it wasn't for R2D2 being in place.
How do you answer for that?
And by the way, where's Fish?
Thank you very much.
Well, let me just say one more thing. Okay. Being homeless is like being in a swimming pool. Either you're in or you're out of it. Okay. So it's people that are out of homelessness telling people that are homeless what to do and how to be and such is not right. Because your mother, if you're against R2D2, then you're against your mother, your sister, your little brother, that are all without shelter. Thank you very much.
Amen. Wow, brother.
Hi, my name is Jess Heeman. I manage a restaurant near the current location of Right to Drink 2, and I've had the opportunity to meet some of the honest, compassionate, and resourceful people who run operations there. I've heard a lot of talk this evening, supposedly about zoning codes and legal process. Everyone in this room knows, however, that all of this jargon is meant to veil an ideological and moral debate. I'm here to support R2D2, and so you know where my ideology stands. Instead, I want to address reality. The reality is that many more people are living on the streets today than there are spaces available at local resources such as Bud Clark Commons. This is not debatable, this is fact. A matter of simple mathematics like 1 and 1 is 2. While the city has allocated resources and done a lot of work to provide more affordable and transitional housing, the fact remains that demand exceeds supply. Pearl Association representatives earlier tonight, in a letter to the mayor from the chair of the Owners Association for Park Place, suggested that everyone should move to Bud Clark or perhaps another building. To this I say yes, by all means, let's build a building, let's build many buildings. But I also know there are finite resources and the city has a duty to balance the budget. While R2D2 is not a permanent solution to homelessness in Portland, it is helping. To help keep our streets safe, keep the residents of the rest area safer and drier as we move into these winter months, And best yet, it's free. The chair for Park Place, David Locktick, even pointed out in his letter to the mayor that Bud Clark Commons cost the city $47 million, and in his words, R2D2 cost the city nearly no cost. And let's not forget another reality. We are not talking about a business venture. We are talking about people. Shutting down R2D2 will not prevent people, houseless people, from living on Pearl District streets. You cannot ignore or remove this problem. I support R2D2 because they run a tight ship. They have policies and procedures to keep their space clean, a sanitation contract, and security volunteers. I have purposely chosen to walk their direction when I leave my late night shifts because I know it is a safer route. To the argument that R2D2 does not follow zoning laws, of course there are no specific zoning laws that fit the situation precisely, for this is an unprecedented situation. Laws and policies exist to support beneficial ends. Let's not hold these laws above their purpose. To the argument that businesses lose money based on proximity to the rest area, no one here tonight has presented sound evidence that such a correlation exists. Without interviewing former customers on the rationale, there's no way to know for sure. Again, while R2D2 is not a perfect solution, no one else has presented a better solution. For now, it's the best idea we've all got. To end my statement, I'd like to remind everyone of a major occurrence in the country this week. Like Ibrahim said earlier, 800,000 federal employees went home without work and without pay this week. In the precarious place where the future of so many employees is uncertain, many more of us may be relying on organizations like R2D2 in the future. It would be unwise to take them for granted.
For my business owner!
Good evening, R2D2 Senior, and like I normally do, can you rise for a moment of silence for the homeless that may die tonight on the street?
Amen.
Silence.
Thank you.
So, once again, R2D2 Senior, and like before, I do this every time that I come, because you know a homeless person may die every night. We know that. And I keep hearing about this Bud Clark Commons. In the homeless community, we know it as Blood Clark Commons. The 8th floor is known as the morgue. Death Valley, whatever you want to call it. Okay? Has there been any deaths at R2D2? None. None at all. So, I wanted to come up here and I knew what I wanted to say and who I was going to support, but I have to look at it this way. I have to support every group. The Pearl District. Thank you. Thank you for coming out and realizing that you have compassion and you're a human being and you're honest folks in the neighborhood. So that's a dream too. Ibrahim Mubarak, to have compassion and dignity to be here to speak to folks today. And usually, because there was a conversation that a group of us got together right around the beginning of R2D2, and we came in and we sat together and talked. And we were talking about the humanity of people and their lives. He said this was not about a humanity meeting. Then why were we there? Why were we there the first time? I've sat outside for 3 different mayors and protested. You're the only mayor that I have not protested against just yet. It's coming. I'm just letting you know. It's coming. And I have a big support in many different ways. If I can put 310 people around here and get them to sign the same agreement that R2D2 has upgraded from what I wrote before and get people to sign, who says I can't put 2,000 people out here? You know, I'm not saying the Pearl District is a good place for them because, once again, you're under a bridge, you're not seen, you're not heard. To me, it sounds like the Billy Goat Bluff. Every time these people are going to come up from under the bridge, the first one, it's already homelessness. They're going to get knocked down. The second one is drug addiction. They're going to get knocked down. The third one, the money that they keep talking about, it's going to keep knocking them down. So why put them under the bridge? Leave them where they're at. I like the idea from Williams and Dam, I think that's their name. Build them a building. Let that community help them. Let them stay where they're at. Let people know that you do care. But don't put them under a bridge. It's bull, and you know it.
Thank you.
Amen.
Stevens. You know that. I want to raise the consciousness of this discussion. I'm with the Pay It Forward Leadership Society. I'm with the Pay It Forward.
Sorry, it's a weird microphone.
Sure.
Can we restart his time?
There you go, that's better. That's a less weird microphone.
Need 20 seconds to count.
I'm with the Pay It Forward Leadership Society. And I'm not sure if everybody knows, but what we're trying to do is we're trying to create something, we're trying to build a new society, basically. And the reason why we're doing that is because we have lost our focus. We have lost our meaning as a human culture, as a race of beings. Somewhere along the line, money has become more important than life. And this is a travesty.
Eat that one.
Because life is what connects everybody. You are living beings. I know you know that. And you know that you wouldn't want to be out on the street like these people. You wouldn't want your loved ones or your family members or your friends to do the same either. These people are looking for someone to care for them, someone to help them. And that's what should be important. But the conversation continues to come up about money. And money is not what should matter. Life is the only reason why we should be running society. And we should actually make a conscious decision to make that the goal. Not owning things, not making money. Ownership, nobody actually owns anything. It's an ideological, it's a wholly manufactured ideological construct that we're imposing on each other. For what purpose? It's not helping anybody. It's actually hurting people. We're not developing in a balanced manner. And that's why we need to start thinking in terms of life and people. How do we help them? How do we optimize life for everybody? For not just human beings, but all the life on the planet. The planet itself is a living being. It's an organism with its own consciousness. And she's not really happy with us as a race of beings, I can tell you that right now. We're all cells living here on this planet. We're cells, a part of her body. And right now we are acting like a cancer when we are continuing to disregard life. These people, they're not things. They're living beings. They're not garbage. You can't treat them like this. I don't believe that there should be a camp over there on Burnside and 4th. I believe that every single person living in that camp should have a home because there are vacant homes. It's very possible for us to create a society where we're cooperating and working together to create an abundance that we can all pull from at will. We do not need leveraged economic transactions. We need at will economic transactions, genuine transactions. We need people to help each other at will. And they would do that if we could stop this whole non-existent idea. It's just an ideology.
Thank you.
I'm not done.
Well, you need to wrap up, because we have
I realize
people
that.
who need to speak.
I realize that. People need to stop being so concerned with what they have. You'll realize that, and I think that there's a general misconception, that happy and healthy people are lazy. Happy and healthy people, if we strive to create happy and healthy people, we will have more productive members of society, more hands to help. We would have, have you ever heard of the term or the phrase, many hands make light work? That is true. So these people, let these people be for now. But the ultimate solution is to actually get rid of the money. That's the problem. That is the problem. And I'm coming to you, a very serious person. You know my struggles. I've come to you many times, and I still haven't heard back, okay?
I need
But
you to close.
I realize that, and
People here that need to speak.
okay, listen, I'm just putting it out there, and I'm just not just putting it out there to you. I'm putting it out there to every global citizen on this planet, every human being, every living being. Let us put away the monopoly game, okay? We see that the 1% has already won. That's great. Pat them on their backs, whatever. Let them have a prize. What we need to do is move to a more responsible model of society, which includes taking care of every single life on this planet.
Thank you.
Amen.
Jordan Benning, Mark Lamson,